Hey everyone, this is another run on Back Lufenia Plus, which is Kain's intersecting wheels stage. And I wanted to do one more run because I was thinking about using two Kain units, which is one Kain in the main party and a support Kain, and see how powerful they would be with a turn hogger. And really, I think this is a great stage to try it out because the Kain unit will be able to handle the orb. And beyond that, there's nothing really else much going on this stage if you deny the boss's turns. So a little bit about the party setup and the strategy going into this fight. Obviously my main party consists of Kain, and I complement him with Shadow and Terra, who are excellent turn hoggers. The idea going in is that I swap out Shadow at the start for the support Kain, and then I have both Kain units leap into the air, after which I go into burst mode with Terra, and then I go into her LD, Meteor or Meltdown spam. Because Terra would have 4 LD users and each LD users give her many consecutive free turns, this results in many turns, resulting or ending up with 2 Kain units using Lancets at the end, which provides a lot of additional damage. The strategy is pretty straightforward on this stage. What I did is reset the stage until Shadow goes first, and then I have him use Maria LD call to inflict the debuff, mainly for the 20% HP damage up, before I swap him out, and then I have the support Kain unit jump into the air. After that, I get my own Kain turn, and I also have him use the Kurasame base call, both his additional ability just to proc a little bit more damage, and then I have him use Kurasame LD call right before I have him jump into the air. It's quite important to only use Kurasame LD call one action right before you launch Kain into the air, because any other actions that you take will deplete the 3 turn Ice Enchant aura, and you really don't want to deplete the aura too quickly. So after that, I come into Terra's turn right before the bosses can act, and that's where I go additional ability with Terra just to proc 1 round of Lancet, and then I go Jack base and LD call to inflict the debuff and proc more Lancets before going to burst mode. Make sure to use Terra's LD as her last skill in burst mode because this gives her 4 additional turns afterwards. And from this point on, all I'm doing is spamming Meteor or Meltdown right before her LD buff expires, and on her final free turn I have her use the next LD. So this allows me to chain many free turns without increasing the turn count. Now just quickly about the choice of skill for Terra, which is going in her LD, Meteor or Meltdown rotation. I think the choice between using Meteor or Meltdown depends on how much Brave she has. When she has more Brave, Meteor tends to deal more damage, whereas if she starts the turn with less Brave, and typically if she has less than say 50% of her max Brave, probably Meltdown will deal more damage. And that's mainly because Meltdown does 80% splash damage, and the splash damage actually gets further amplified from the HP damage up effects that you have from both the Maria and Kurasame call, and this leads to a higher total HP damage versus Meteor. Okay, so that's the end of the LD Meteor Meltdown spam. She's run out of free skills and run out of LD. So at this point what I do is use her final additional ability just to proc a little bit more damage. And I did test between summoning now versus summoning later. I don't think it makes too much of a difference, but I decided to hold off summon here for slightly later. So this part here does increase the turn count a little bit. But I decided to save summon for the third round of jump from the Kain. So here both Kains finally land, and what I do is just use LD and jump into the air again with both Kain units. Okay, so this is where I decide to pop summon. I've just relaunched both Kain units into the air. On hindsight, I think it might be better to pop summon a little bit earlier than this, maybe 1 or 2 turns right before this. But the idea is that I want to use summon as a buffer here to reduce my turn count when both Kains return. My support Kain unit is at its final turn, and that's on purpose. So the idea now is that Terra really has done her part, and to finish off the bosses, I will just have Shadow do the same thing as Terra essentially. I go LD into wall throw spam, while the remaining Kain unit is still doing Lancet every round. Okay, so this is Shadow's first turn after summon mode, and this is where I will be doing his LD into wall throw spam. Right before that, I just have him use the Maria base call just to add a little bit more damage and to also proc 1 round of Lancet. And here, don't forget that using Shadow's additional ability will also proc Lancet, so it's essentially a round of free damage. Make sure to use all 3 additional ability before the fight ends, just to squeeze in a little bit more damage. At this point, it's a matter of using LD, wall throw, and then repeat LD, wall throw again, just weaving in the additional ability midway through. So I came pretty close to a 7-turn run, but unfortunately at the end of the 3 turns the bosses still had 2 and 1% life, so I had to take 2 more turns to complete the fight, and I ended up with a 9-turn run here. Alright, that's it for this run. Hope the video has been enjoyable, and as always, if you like the content, do leave a like, comment or subscribe. It really helps a lot. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next Lufenia fight. Bye!